look like I'm wearing a huge jacket.
Let's go. Come on. Let's go. How was everyone?
Good.
As always, I hate to say this at the beginning. I wish I didn't have to say this at the beginning, but if this video cuts out, sorry, apologies in advance. We will start a part 2, and I'll use my phone and tether it to the computer. So if it cuts out, this is an important show. I think this is going to be a good one. I feel that way. I always feel that way, but I feel especially so here today. Okay.
Let me just grab this real quick.
Okay. All right. If it cuts out, we'll start a part 2. Just go back to the channel and we'll start a part 2. And that goes at any point in time during this video. Okay. All right. To start today's show, as always, welcome back, 5K family. Let's go. But there's 2 things I wanted to start out with today that I think are bigger than tennis. Tennis is everything. It's what we do. That's why we're here. But there are things in life that are bigger than tennis. Number 1, today is the anniversary of 9/11/01. A really bad day for everybody. Doesn't matter if you were just here globally because of the loss of life and all the different things that have transpired since then. Endless wars and unnecessary wars and so much just pain and has occurred since that point in time. But where were you during 2001? And a shout out to all those affected by it. I know Carla is from New York. I know Michael Walker is in New York. So shout out to you guys. That's your home. I just witnessed it from afar. Where were you? Do you guys remember where you were during 9/11?
I do remember.
Coffee Kafa. Welcome.
I've seen him.
Okay.
Before we continue the show, I want to apologize to my husband.
For what?
For calling him an idiot. Really, I didn't realize that I cursed and I offended you. I guess I got in the moment with what you were saying and I didn't even think about it. I just kept going. So
yeah, she was
apologies for that because I didn't realize it until 2 guys mentioned it. I actually forgot about the show completely. Didn't even remember what I said. And then, I had to think about it. And so I apologize because he's not an idiot, obviously. He's very smart.
Look, not that big of a deal in a way. Sometimes we get heated and that's okay. I wanted to give a shout out. Forget about me. I wanted to give a shout out to Man Sid out there. Man Sid. I think you.
It was 2. I don't remember. I think Gaza was the other one.
And it might have been Milan Kostic out there, or anyway, it doesn't matter. But nonetheless, they kind of looked out for me in a way. They were watching the show and they were like, "Damn, man, your girl's feisty. Your girl's feisty. Whoa." And I think I was telling them, she can be tough, but that's I think someone else was saying, no, that's just how love works or something. Anyway,
no, it doesn't work.
Long story short, is Man Sid out there. Much love to you. He kind of had my back in that scenario, and we were teaching on the courts all day today. We had like 6 lessons, right, and then a break, and then 2 more. And I think we were talking about how to, is it glitching?
No, we're fine. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, shout out to Man Sid. He was much part of our day. And thank you for having my back in the trenches. Let's go.
I wasn't even heated though. It wasn't even upset. I guess, sometimes we get into this stuff. We like to make the show more interesting. And I guess I just reacted that way, but I wasn't even mad at him because when it was done, I completely forgot about it. Continue on with the night, whatever. Got up, I didn't think about it. I forgot about it completely.
It's okay. Nothing but love.
Sorry,
we shake hands. We shake hands at the net and we move on to the next match, right? If I smash a racket in one match, which I don't do, I'm just metaphorically speaking. If I smash a racket, time cures that, and we move forward and we play the next match. That match is now. Okay.
Your jacket is huge, by the way.
That's my White Tex jacket.
I'm just cold. I'm just not feeling too hot.
By the way, speaking of the Y-Tex jacket that she has on,
it's huge.
I'm going to go ahead and to announce the winners of the $50 for the fantasy teams. We always award 2 winners. Number 1, Tom Chi out there. He's in Canada. He does our Excel sheet and our computerized scoring. He is always a winner for spending as much time as he does. Tom Chi, I know last time we sent you a personal check. If that's the way you want your 50, that's fine. We'll do it again. Or if you have a more direct way, we'll do it right now on the show. Venmo, PayPal.
They don't have that.
That's okay.
He's come back and forth with me, and they don't have that.
Okay.
He's in Canada, so I'll send him the 50.
We'll send you a personal check.
His brother could have won.
By 1 point,
By
he lost.
1 point. Did you announce the winner?
I'm doing that now.
Okay.
So Tom Chi's brother came within 1 point of being one of the top two, and that shows his honesty. You know, he's the scorekeeper, and his brother lost by a point. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. In the trenches, honesty.
The Raducanu helped out this fantasy group player he was out literally.
I had Raducanu on my team.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering where I fit in. I told him not to keep my score, but I had Raducanu as well.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if I won. I could have won it, but we didn't keep my score. But when I gave the list, I had Raducanu.
Yeah.
And a lot of others that went.
There was like 3 of you that had it.
I
three
think,
or 4 of you that
I'm pretty confident I may have been in the top 5 or 8.
Yeah.
And the 2 winners, RG Productions. If you're out there, send us a message. There's links in the description and on our homepage next to our picture here on YouTube. You can go to Facebook, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, whatever, and you can privately message us. Let us know, and we'll send it directly immediately. If you're on now, I'll send it to you now. The second winner, Canadian tennis fan.
Canadian tennis fan. Another Canadian.
Okay, Canadian tennis fan. He or she always balls really tough in these fantasy teams, and now finally won a major. I'm still disappointed that Casper, aka Dead Seville, another user out there that has won 4 majors on our fantasy team challenges. He's won every single major except the Australian Open, and he has a chance to do that. In January, he would be the 5K tennis family fantasy team competitors GOAT.
He always wins
because he would have the calendar slam. Yeah. So Casper Dead Seville, if he shows up in January for the Australian and drops his fantasy team in, watch out because he'll hold all 4.
Yeah. Okay.
So Canadian tennis fans, send us your information. We'll send you $50 US right now. PayPal, personal check, wherever you are, we'll make it happen. So the payout is done. Everyone's rolling on. Okay.
Let's go back to 9/11.
Let's go 9/11.
Before that, Fur Kill 377. He says he feels bad for Leylah when past Osaka, Kerber, Silovita, Sabalenka, but wasn't able to hold out the title. Do you remember this happened to Stozier at the French Open, and then it was Giavoni who ended up winning? She beat the hardest people. She beat the
Screech Giavoni. We call her Screech Giavoni.
Fiansky, we weren't even fighting because I didn't even say anything after. So.
Where?
He says, you guys argue like an old married couple. My parents talk like that, but they laugh about it. But we didn't even talk about anything after.
You know, I had someone tell me one time we were like the Jeffersons.
But the thing is, we don't argue. After the show, we don't argue at all.
Yeah, we never do.
We never do. It's just on the show. This show pisses me off sometimes.
I think that
it's just the show.
It might be good marriage counseling because honestly,
just the show.
Honestly, afterwards, we really go our separate ways. We're always together. Look, we haven't been separated for 11 years, I don't think.
Yeah, we go play tennis. We don't even argue on the tennis court.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah. But anyway, it just seems like maybe this is our time to release and you get to watch it.
The reason we argue here is because you like a different player, or you have a different belief or whatever on certain things, and I want to say what I believe in. So that's about it.
Agreed. Back to 9/11, and we'll squash that. Where were you on 9/11? Does anyone remember where you were on 9/11?
Yeah. I was working at Delta Resorts in Orlando. It's a big resort. It was the last day there. And I was closing up the pool. I also got news that I was going to be a mom.
You just found out pregnancy? Yep.
Yeah. And I remember watching it at the Tiki Bar. I was alone. No one was at the pool area because we were closing the resort for good. So it was my last day there. I was going into another job. And I remember watching the planes crash into,
the Trade Center.
Tower 1, Tower 2. I used to go there for Reebok and stuff. We used to go there as kids. When the U.S. Open was about to happen, they would have Marco Chang, Jennifer Capriati. They would bring all the players there. They would put a tennis court in the middle. And it made me sad because I'm from New York. But I didn't lose any family members or anything, and some of them worked there, but they left.
So when you saw the building crumble, what were your
first of all, how does this happen? I said, how is this possible?
I thought it was a crop duster.
Well, I said, how is that possible? I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and then of course you start watching the news. The days go later, 3 days later, and you ask yourself, why did people allow that plane to get taken over?
Yeah.
Why? I would have fought to death. And there was one plane that did that, I read the story today, but I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it was happening that quickly. 2 planes. I was young.
Look, I spent 4 years in college and have a degree in psychology, and I've never done anything with it. So it's like I pay for nothing in a way.
Yeah.
But when things like this kind of happen, I realize that I don't pay for nothing because some of the studies you've done, you understand that when humans get into these situations, no one thinks about it happening to them. And then when it happens, it's like shock and you freeze. So the human reaction to a plane, you're thinking my family, you're trying to rationalize and conceptualize what life will be like without you, And so you're not thinking about attacking someone. You're not fighting, you're flighting. So it's the fight or flight response. Some people flight and some people fight. And it just depends on what your reaction is. But obviously, if there's 6 people on board, those hijackers, and there's not more than double those 6 people to safely incapacitate the 6 weapons. So maybe you need like 24, more like 4 times. And there's not that many people that will fight instead of flight. Then you have to just, pray and hope.
Well, Technodrome Gaming, how many buildings U.S. Army destroy all around the world?
Okay. Now,
how many? Unfortunately,
I like this comment.
That is a good point.
I like this comment.
Unfortunately, during war, a lot of innocent people die.
Yes.
Every country has had their war. They've killed innocent people. And I'm talking about every country has had casualties. We just watch Afghanistan, people...
exactly
what happened to them. It's just a sad situation.
All for what?
For nothing. It's a sad situation.
Back to Technodrone's comment. I actually had something along those lines written here, and I know people are going to spam comments. You're a tennis channel. Why am I watching this? But this is important to me. I know it's important to her, and it should be important to all of you people my age that are tennis fans, because we're supposed to be older, wiser, and smarter and been there and done that. But he mentioned, how many buildings have been destroyed by the U.S. I love where I'm from. I love being here. I'm very proud to be here. And this is going to lead me into a comment that I have from someone else here in just a moment. But he's correct.
It's sad. Yeah.
The weird thing is I love the military. I want all my kids to go there, and I'm pro-military. And if I could go back in time and not be a tennis player and coach, I would love to fly military aircraft. I just love being on the hot seat. I love being around it. My dad was a fighter pilot, doctor in the Navy. I get it. However, it's not the guys that do that have the issues. It's the politicians that give them the orders to do so.
Right. Exactly.
So I get what you are saying, and I agree with you. And moving into this next topic, that is the last we will talk about non-tennis, and then we will get into not only the women's final, but where we left off and where you and I got into a battle about the Djokovic match. I'm more excited, honestly, to talk about the Djokovic match because we only watched 2 games of it before the women's final today. So anyway, or at least on air last night.
I was actually excited. I don't like Zverev, but I was excited about the match. It was fun to watch.
Yes.
I actually enjoy watching Djokovic play this match.
Yes. Okay. So Technodrome Gaming. Totally understand the comment. I think it was hard hitting in our face and a true comment, factual. Leads me to the second comment of why are certain things that are beyond tennis. Okay. I read an article this morning. Okay. I read an article this morning, and we've talked about something like this on this show before. Okay. We've done it before a year or 2 ago. There's a single mother in Baltimore, Maryland. Okay. And the single mother has a child that is the age of a senior in high school. And that single mother is expecting her child to come home with a diploma. Okay. So graduation day from high school. She is so excited because her son is coming home with a high school diploma. Okay. We've heard some of this story before, but at the end is where it gets more interesting than the last time we mentioned it. So the son comes home and doesn't have his diploma, and mom, finds out what's going down. And ultimately she finds out that the son, and it could be a daughter too, by the way, has only passed 3. That's 1, 2, 3. That's 3. That has only passed 3 classes in the past 4 years of high school and has a grade point average of a 0.15. It's not even on the left side of the decimal. So, I mean, it's below an F. And I don't even know how it should just be 0.0. That's just like, kicking you in the ass even more. Not meant to be funny at all.
No, this is a different one. This guy,
this is a different one. This is a different one. This is a different one. Okay. So the mom says, okay, this is disastrous to me. I was hoping, my son could, go into trade school or junior college, but he can't. He has to do high school all over again. So there was 2 questions that were brought up by the mom. Number one, her son was in the top half of his class. Okay, and this was a major high school with over 3,000 students. So a child and yes, Leylah Fernandez and Emma Raducanu are both children. We have children their ages. We have 5 children. Our oldest son's at the Air Force Academy is 19, same age as Leylah. Our second oldest son's in there balling out. And he's 16, 17. So anyway, I speak from experience. But do you get what I'm getting at? The fact of the matter is that this mother had no idea of the kid's progression in school. She wasn't alerted the freshman year or the progress report the freshman year, first semester, not the sophomore year, not the junior year, not the senior, but when he was supposed to come home with the diploma. That's the number one problem. Number 2 is that he was in the top half of his class with a negative GPA. That means there are other people out there that pass less than 2.5 classes in 4 years, and he is more than half of that have done more.
No. Our son Christopher's in the top 3, but his GPA is like a 5 point something.
I ask all of you, and I implore all of you, instead of giving chips and change to certain things or certain not, let's try to educate our children. I don't care where you're from. It's not the mom's fault. It's not the mom's fault at all. I put a lot of blame on the school system first and foremost. I put a lot of blame on the city of Baltimore because that's a city and state issue. Number 3, the superintendent should not go down without at least bowing and saying, I'll do whatever I can to fix this. But that superintendent of that district has a school, and it may be more than one, that has half of their seniors that have only passed 3 classes in 4 years. And I think that's an international problem. But we'll move on. I just wanted to say that. And 9/11, much love. Number 1, man, let's go. And number 2, we got to help the kids, man. Got to help the kids. That's what I'm about. Kids. When my kids are grown, I don't care what happens to me. That's it. But kids, I'll have a 6th kid if you want to have one.
No.
I want 6.
No.
She won't give me 6.
I'm 42. You're 44.
That doesn't matter. Mom Nancy had a child at 44.
No. I can't at my age anymore.
6, man. I want a basketball team plus a reserve. I need a 6-man.
No.
All right.
It'd be different if our situations were different, but no.
Okay. Let's get into this. Let us know, fantasy team winners, when and where and how you want us to send us the money. And don't forget, all of you that did not win, we're playing again for the Australian Open. And we are rolling that $300 that no one won for the U.S. Open. And we're going to add $50 to it. And we're going to give away $350 cash for anyone that can predict the men's final and women's final of the Australian Open in January. And I can assure you, what's up, Gene Swart, early in the morning.
2 a.m. over there.
Gene Swart is our moderator. You just saw him pop up in comments. He's in South Africa, and it's very late there. So much love to you, Gene.
You know what's the funny thing, though?
What?
Now everybody's going to pick. Someone said this. They're going to pick. This guy said it in their fantasy group. Emma and Leylah. They're going to pick, and then they're going to flunk on that fantasy.
Can we start with that topic?
Yeah.
Can we start that?
Yeah.
Carla and I, over the past 3 years of doing this show, and many years before we did this with all of you, our fam, and I mean that when I say that, we would always say, here comes this, this hot shot, and here they go, they win a tournament, and you'd never see them again. Do we see a lot more of these girls? Is it one and done? Is it a fluke?
I don't know. We've had a lot of one-time winners. Nothing wrong with that. Gabriela Sabatini was a one-time winner. Nothing wrong with that.
There's a lot of one-time winners.
But the women's WTA has been so inconsistent. Emma's a beautiful girl. Was the more aggressive player than Leylah.
Emma is a beautiful girl.
Yeah. Was the more aggressive girl. She can hit through the shots. You obviously see her already in Vogue, right?
Yep.
She's going to get more sponsorship over the win. Absolutely. Hopefully, she has a good team around her that guides her, and hopefully she stays hungry, which is the key. My father always said, The problem with players now is they win one and they're comfortable. Champions, legends, they're hungry. One is not enough for them. They want to keep winning.
Ask Djokovic, Federer, Nadal,
Yeah.
Sampras.
I'm not going to compare Emma to Ostapenko, but she won one.
It's possible.
You had Ivanovic.
It's possible. Who said that?
Ostapenko.
But who mentioned Ostapenko?
This guy.
This guy 1000. That's a valid
Ivanovic
point. Could you be
won.
Ivanovic maybe?
Won. We have Wozniacki who had to win one.
Yeah, she got it. She squeaked it in there.
Dozier won one. Schiavone won one.
Yeah. Now, when you mention Wozniacki and Schiavone, those are ladies that hung in there, soldiers.
Yeah.
I disrespected them by saying ladies, soldiers that hung in there for many, many years and finally attained that. Stosier's another one. Did you say that? Stosier, Schiavone.
Panetta retired after that one, so
Yeah.
she was older.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the one and dones.
There's so many. It's not just one. There's a multitude.
Well, you got Krejcikova. Will she win another one? I don't think so. No.
Krejcikova, yeah, it's another good one.
She'll be in that Bartoli, one and done.
Bartoli was more like one done, retired.
Well, same thing as Panetta.
You know, Bartoli gets kind of almost a cheating aspect for me. And
Sloan,
does,
thank you.
Does anyone know I might pull a slight cheating or cheater card for Bartoli? Why would I pull a sleep?
Because she has a longer racket.
The damn racket was 74 feet long. She didn't even have to move. Her
74
racket,
feet long.
it was 75 feet.
Feet?
The sucker was half the court. I'm exaggerating, but her damn racket, because she played with two hands, she had a specifically designed Prince racket with like a triple handle. So the normal tennis racket is 27 inches. By the way, players like Andy Roddick, Novak Djokovic, Alexander Zverev, they play with plus versions, so they're 27 and a half. But that's no big deal. Personally, when you play with a 27 and a half inch racket, even a half inch racket, when you're in tight spots like net, playing at the net, and you have a ball coming to the body, and you have to, get out of the way and put the strings on it, I'm hitting off the dampener a lot, even with a 27 and a half inch racket.
Yes.
Do you feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
So Bartoli learned how to play with like a 90 million square mile racket that was super wicked long. And she timed her game around that. But most of us have to take an extra step to reach out and hit that ball.
Swiatek's another one.
Swiatek is another one.
Yeah. Derek Edwardson said, "Did you see Kleisters in the stand? She needs to be more fit." Yeah.
Oh, I got it. Who said this?
She's still big.
Hey, is that who said this?
Derek.
Hey, Derek. Do you play tennis? Derek, do you play tennis? I got to show him something. If you play tennis, I want to send you some strings for that comment, and let me tell you why. Do you play?
Yeah, so did Ivanovic. Ivanovic had an incredible career. Michael Walker as well.
Can you see this comment? Can you see this comment at the top? What does it read from left to right?
Kim Kleisters was in the, I don't know.
Stands.
Okay.
Look, man, we're on the same brainwave, man. I love that guy.
I like your question, Pam Cotter. When you see a women's final like this today, why would Serena retire? Absolutely.
Good point.
I would not retire.
Good point.
Because I watched the match. I felt like I was watching two juniors. I'll be honest with you guys. Two teeny boppers. And it was a good match for their level.
Yeah.
Okay. And don't say I'm a hater. But I watched the match and I watched a lot of points. Middle. Fernandez has to improve her serve. Emma has a better aggressive shot. But I felt like, geez, I said, I felt like the Serena from 17 years old when she won her slam would have beat both of them. I feel like Powerful Capriati would have beat both of them. Venus and her, I didn't see the, I don't see it yet. Good for her. She's got her slam, her career. She's young. She moves on from here. But the telltale will be next year. Now, like Chris Ever said, now they have reels of them.
Before this match, okay.
Patterns. They'll figure out their patterns.
Yeah, I have a question, but I asked Derek Edwardson if he played. He said he did in high school, not anymore. The reason why I'm mentioning this is we said we had the same brainwave. We were like Zen. We were like one. He saw that. I wrote it. Let's go. So in other words, he had to have seen it last night the same time I did because it was only a flash. Like they showed her. She was smiling. She had like a blue shirt on and it was back to the match. So he and I saw that. If you don't play tennis anymore, do you have a PayPal account or a Venmo account? Okay. Because I'm going to put $10 in it right now for same brainwave stuff. Okay. Give me that. Let us know. Put it in comments, whatever.
Alex Kuyar, yep, great for her. Now she doesn't have to qualify for tournaments, so this changes her life. And now she can start playing a lot of tournaments. Hopefully, she'll have a successful career. She's got the one slam, so for her, that's great. That's every tennis player's dream. To even get one is hard.
We might be glitching. We might have a glitch, but we froze on TM, so it's in a good spot. Oh, we're back. Let's go, Dolphin Island glitch.
Thank you, Michael Walker. He says Carla's right about what she's saying, but Serena 17 Hingis probably would kill these girls. Yeah, I'm just saying. The great story. I didn't get emotional. Usually I get emotional when I watch the champion win, but I didn't get emotional about this one.
Yeah. I mean, well,
it was not emotional.
Do you think it's because you have children their age?
No.
And like, you know what I'm saying? Look, can I ask you a question that was bothering me watching Raducanu win this tournament, or just knowing either one was about to win? Okay. We have multiple daughters. Mm-hmm. If you were watching your daughter play and win that match, after the excitement of winning that match, now your 18-year-old daughter has access to tens of millions of dollars and even more in endorsements and sponsorships. Are you worried about your daughter moving forward? Do you think she's raised correctly? Do you feel like she'll make the right choices? Raducanu is a very beautiful girl. Look, I have to be careful because I might get decapitated by her father by saying she's too beautiful, because she's still a baby to me. I have kids her age, but she is a gorgeous girl. Okay, she's beautiful. Yeah. Now she's 18. She's beautiful, and now she has millions of dollars, and she's already made the cover of Vogue magazine. Are you?
Team, if it was my daughter, no, because I know how I raised her. They're beautiful girls that did it the right way. Ivanovic won one, and she was more beautiful than her. Let's be real. Ivanovic, no one touches her.
The Serbian tennis player,
more prettier than Emma. But yeah, and she was level-headed. You never saw any crazy stuff with her. She did everything classy. I just think the parents need to be there with her.
Anna Ivanovic is for me very hard to overcome her beauty. She won her one lone major after playing for a lot of years. By the way, I always wished her co-patriot Helena Yankovic as well during that era won one. She came close. Didn't Helena Yankovic make a U.S. Open final? Wait a minute. Did Ivanovic beat Helena Yankovic for her?
That was Safina.
Was it Safina?
Or Wozniacki? One of the two.
I don't recall. That's a good trivia question.
I had an issue with, I know we were listening to Cam's show while we were doing our lesson.
Yeah.
Totally disagree with whatever someone, I don't know if it was him or one of his viewers, they were comparing her to Sharapova.
Who?
Emma.
Not even close.
I said she's not even Sharapova. What are we talking about?
That's a different caliber player altogether.
Completely different games.
Sharapova.
Completely different look.
Sharapova at 16 was better than she is now.
Yes, absolutely.
By far. And
not even close.
Cam's not old enough to know that. Or one of his viewers, probably. They're younger.
Oh, I kept hearing it. He kept repeating it.
They're younger.
He kept repeating it. I'm like,
they don't get it. She's not. Now, Michael Walker, I would be curious to know Michael Walker's take on this. Michael Walker's, again, his tennis knowledge goes way deeper than mine. Michael Walker, what are your thoughts? Emma Raducanu now.
Answered it to you.
What does it say? Let me see. Emma is beautiful and very calm, cool, and collective. Every child is different, but I believe with an Asian mom, she's okay. But how do you compare Sharapova at 16, 17 to where Raducanu is now? You know, Sharapova got her major early on as well.
She beat Serena.
Yeah.
She destroyed her.
And started the cat fight.
I mean, do you remember?
Yeah.
That was annihilation.
To this very day, when Carla and I go play sets, we played one today. We got to 4-4 in the first set and stopped 4-4. It was 4-4. And then the lessons started coming in. But nonetheless, Michael Walker, I'm curious to hear your take, and I'll read it. Honestly, on your take, watching Sharapova at 16, 17, 18, in comparison to Raducanu right now. I'd love to hear. If it comes up, we got to read that.
And then as for Leylah Fernandez, again, she has a lot of room to improve. I like, her strokes. I feel like she needs to build a little bit more muscle. Her skirt's a little too poofy. She's a small girl. It made her look kind of old. I didn't like that look for her. But she's a very smart player. She thinks, she comes to the net. She has variety, so that's great to see. I think she'll hang around. I can't say she'll win a slam. I don't know. I can't guess. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. I'm not ignoring this and being impolite and looking at my phone. I'm trying to find a message for a shout out that I have coming up in the next segment.
which was Philly.
I just found it. So let me throw this out here right now. And this is kind of throwing a spill of a conversation. But while I have it here, let me give 2 shout outs to 2 people. Number one, this guy 1000. He's out there, I think, now. And maybe not. If not, he'll watch it later. And Lexco, Lexko. For the past 3 years on the show, we have talked about different athletes potentially selling themselves out and changing their patriotic or childbirth flag for a different country for money. Okay. So there was a comment that came in last night, and this is when Carla and I had a little bit of friction. You know, we kind of got beefed up a little bit, battled that out a little bit. I love you. You know that. You're my soldier, you know, straight up bawling, right?
My nose stuffed up, guys. So if I sound weird, I'm sorry.
So last night, Carla, after she, you know, got fired up a bit, she said something. I don't know if she remembers it, but she was giving Raducanu a little bit of grief about saying she's British. Okay, not a lot.
I wasn't giving her grief.
Just a little bit, not a lot.
My point was that, guys, I know she left when she was 2 years old.
Yeah.
So she was raised there. Totally get it.
And where was she born?
She was born in Canada.
Okay.
But I get it. The Canada did not make
the
her
Raducanu?
tennis. Yeah, she was.
Okay.
They didn't make her tennis.
So she could fly the Canadian flag.
She could.
She could.
She could go back. But that's not what I was giving
That's
grief.
the only word I'm looking for is could.
She could. I'm not giving grief.
Okay.
I think it was this guy who said, I can't believe a daughter of immigrants. He said, no, my point is, I think it's a little funny. I said, because the British are going to celebrate. But she's not, and I get it. It doesn't matter where you're born. But I have yet to see blood.
But wait.
Blood.
I'm actually taking your side here.
Yeah, no, I know you are. A blood.
Now,
born there.
Yeah, now here's where I'm going with that. And this guy 1000, I love this guy. He's been OG since day one. This guy 1000 says a comment, and he says, it's very strange to see a daughter, Carla. Carla is the daughter of Honduran immigrants.
My mom came to the U.S. when she was 13, by the way.
Yeah, her parents were pregnant.
Just saying.
Weren't your
they didn't come here to get Yeah, they were here for a while.
So yeah, Carla, you're conceived here and born
here.
Conceived here. Conceived here and born here.
Yeah.
Okay. So this guy 1000 says, it's very strange to see a daughter of immigrants talking this way about other kids of immigrants. It doesn't matter where someone popped out of their mama, but where they grew up. That's what that matters. I love the comment.
It doesn't matter.
He always says something that's great. But on the flip side of that, okay, Lexco came in and said another comment. Now, Lexco is a Vietnam born and U.S. transplant. So on this channel, it's lovely because, again, the cornerstone of all of us is tennis. It's an international language. As long as we play the game, then we're all together. We're family, you know? And I think that's what was really awesome about you and Man Sid last night and going in today. You guys battled it out. And ultimately, have you ever heard the kind of analogous saying that, you know, people that are good-headed people that just meet each other and they have friction and they almost fight it out, not obviously physically, I don't believe in that, but, you know, they didn't feel each other, they worked it out. Those people end up having a tighter bond.
My best friend from New York, who is from Chilean, but born in the United States.
Yeah.
To Chile. We didn't like each other. My dad trained her, and she has been my best friend since I was 11 years old.
Yeah, so trench warfare stuff, Man said again, that's why we do the show. We debate, we talk smack, and sometimes we lose our cool. Carla last night, I've lost my cool.
No,
I've lost my
It was
I've
today.
lost my
I
cool.
didn't even I'm talking about with him. I didn't even know.
I've lost my cool numerous times. Ultimately, what I'm saying is watch out for Man Sid with the likes of B-Dog and Michael Walker and these guys that, you know, all these guys basically became household names because there was some type of debate and it was scooted under the rug and we moved forward and here we are. Okay, but Lexco says this. Agree. He agrees with this guy 1000. He says, I was born in Vietnam, escaped at the age of 5. The verb here, escaped.
Yeah.
Okay. The vernacular here. Okay. I'm curious time frame. North Vietnam, South Vietnam, Vietnam War era. Where did you go? Cambodia, Laos. Where did you go? I'm curious here. My father was a Navy captain, and he was a physician in the Navy, a doctor on an aircraft carrier. And he went 64 Tonkin Gulf, 66 Tonkin Gulf, 68 in Tonkin Gulf, and I think 72 in Tonkin Gulf. He was right there. So I'm curious when the time frame was, but nonetheless, he says, agree. I was born in Vietnam and I escaped at the age of 5 and grew up in the United States. Key word, grew. Okay, grew. Another verb in here, grew. Yeah. Escaped, grew. I became a U.S. citizen, benefited from the upbringing of the greatest nation. Highlight this, greatest nation. Most people that live here or born here don't see that much anymore, but you have to look at the people that come in from outside.
This is the greatest.
It is.
I hate to say this. I lived in third world countries.
Tell them, Carla.
And I would cry because I wanted to come back to the United States. I would cry.
Now, where did you live and why would you cry?
Because everything's so much better here. We're idiots. We don't realize how much freedom we have, what we can do, anything. We can do anything here.
Okay, let me pick a country that's really relatively democratic and outgoing, and you tell me what was different between there and the United States. Let's go. You ready? I'll give you one. The Dominican Republic.
Well, they're a socialist country.
Okay, well, how is it different?
Well, they control the food and stuff like that.
So
unless you have money, which thankfully I did there.
So
you can be rich in Dominican Republic if you're making American dollar, right?
Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's nothing like the medical field here. Your kid gets sick. My kids got they got a parasite.
Ooh.
They got amoebas. I got amoebas. The two, Jonathan and Christopher, got amoebas.
I remember in college.
It's different. The way everything's handled.
Carla, do you think I can draw an amoeba? I think I can draw an amoeba. Guys, I'm going back to 6th grade here.
Let
me draw an amoeba. I got an amoeba.
I lived in
Carla.
Belize too, as well.
I got an amoeba.
And the education there is so far behind, really far behind. To watch kids with no shoes.
Amoeba. I got a nucleus. I got the nucleus. I got the cell membrane. Right. I got the cell membrane.
There's not much.
Right. I got the phytoplasm in here.
USA, though.
This is my amoeba.
That's North America. So no.
Carla just said
He's right. Derek's right. There's not much difference in Canada, except you guys get free healthcare. But Belize, the kids are running barefoot, no clothes.
He says, what about El Salvador?
Same thing. My grandmother had a store. Excuse me. And they would buy, we buy a box of eggs. No, they buy 3 eggs and they share with their whole family.
3 eggs?
Give me a pound of lard. Give me a pound of chicken. That's their meal. It's just different. Here we complain about everything, but they have it so much worse over there.
So how does the pound of lard come into play? You're not going
to use it and you reuse it.
But for what?
To fry stuff. To cook eggs.
So you're not going to get a thing of vegetable oil. That's too expensive. You just go get a chunk of lard.
Yes, lard is cheap.
All right, interesting.
Except Costa Rica. I've been to Costa Rica, Jesus. Many years ago, I went on vacation for 2 weeks. I've been there. Yeah. To finish
Lexico's comment. I just ended at this. I became a U.S. citizen, benefited from the upbringing of the greatest nation. So I am more American than Vietnamese. Emma, speaking of Raducanu, may not have been born in the United Kingdom, but she was raised in the United Kingdom and trained in the United Kingdom. And by the way, the reason why do you know the reason why a lot of companies here in the United States recruit, and a lot of colleges and the military companies, the military, universities, do you know why they recruit international people now more than the indigenous Americans? Do you know why?
We talked about this a lot.
Do you know why? Because no one appreciates living here. So they're like, why in the hell do I want to give a $100,000 scholarship, or like our son Jonathan, over $1 million scholarship to the Air Force Academy for someone that's not going to be grateful?
Yeah.
And do you disagree with them?
No.
Absolutely not.
Stop.
The way I look at it, and I'm sorry, we may lose half of you as subscribers right now. I don't believe in a fence, a gate, a wall. I believe in having your door open, and may the best candidate for this position take that position. I don't believe in segregation, or you don't live here, so you're not entitled. Okay, and I'm not going to get on that. We'll lose subscribers. It'll turn into a shit mess. I'm sorry for bringing that up. Let's move forward. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't even mean to mention that. Don't unsubscribe for that. I didn't mean to say that. That's the wrong place.
Alex Cuyar says in mixed doubles final, Marcelo Arevalo is the first tennis player from El Salvador to make a major final.
Let's go. Come on.
He said it would be good to see more tennis players from Central America. Let me tell you what the problem with tennis in Central America. My dad took me to Honduras. We drove from New York all the way to Honduras. It was like a week trip. I was about 12 years old. And my dad took me to the country club in Honduras, in San Pedro Sula. And they're like, who are you? You need to be a member here. That's the number one problem.
Oh, someone saw you hit.
No, they wouldn't let us play. So my dad paid them, bribed them to let us in. And we played. But the problem there is, one, you have to be a member, which means you have to be rich to play tennis, right? Very rich. I don't mean like here, you can go to a park and play tennis. You need to be rich because country clubs over there are for the rich, the ones with the high degrees, politicians, lawyers, doctors, you know, those type of people. And they saw me hitting and they're like, wow, they were being nice after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, went from judgmental to ass kissing.
Yeah.
Yeah, seen it all too many times.
Been to Belize. My parents send us for the summer. And my dad would say, you better practice. My uncle would go everywhere. Orange Walk Town, which is in the middle of Belize. You know, when we land, we used to Belize City. And then we'd have to go Orange Walk Town. Isn't Honduras super dangerous? Never go back.
She said she would never take me there because
they would kill him.
If I had my wedding ring on, they would
kill him.
They would just kill me and just to take my ring.
They would kill him. Just saying. And because of the way he looks, they might kidnap him, thinking that we have a lot of money or something. But my uncle, we went everywhere trying to find tennis courts. Nowhere. He took us like 2 hours and we had to pay, you know, to find tennis courts. So when my dad came in the summer at the end to pick us up, you know what he did? He brought his net from New York. He rigged up something like a pole and put the tennis so the kids can watch us play tennis and he would teach some of them.
Let's go. That's how we get down.
In Costa Rica, there are tennis courts in resorts.
Now, Carla, correct me if I'm wrong. Your dad used to bring your own net to the courts in New York City as well.
Yes, you had to because some of the parks did not provide the net.
And the damn Russians out there.
Yeah, they took over.
The damn Russians in New York City.
They didn't want to mix. Yeah.
That's
But this is why you do not see tennis in Central America. Mexico, yes, because it's available more, right, Jesus? It's definitely available more. But places like Honduras, Belize, Guatemala, Salvador, Nicaragua, you're not going to see it. Costa Rica, you might see it. In Panama City, you might see it because they are more developed countries than those. I've been through it all, so I know, seen it.
Okay. Second comment that I have from yesterday actually is from a viewer that we know, and we know him pretty well. I'm not going to say very well, but we know we've gone to tennis tournaments with this young man and his brother and his wonderful family. By the way, the viewer name is Philly Cheese Dog, but his name is actually Philip.
He's a boy.
He's a young man now.
Well, yes, I forget he's 16.
Okay, we have a child his age, but Philip is a young man, and his brother Thomas is a young man. His mother and father, wonderful people. Their father is a physician, and the mother is a very very teacheristic individual. Just comes off to me as a student of life, and their grandparents are German. This is a family I respect a lot. And to have a young man write a comment like this at his age, I thought was exceptional. I would, and he's my son's age, 17. I think they've played each other in tournaments before. No, they never played one another, but I think
yes, they have when they were little. When they were
whatever.
Little.
And we don't talk about
super little. Though.
Yeah,
it was like
doesn't
way back
irrelevant.
His brother's superstar.
Look, you can't ask for a better raised young man than this. And he comes on this show where most of us 5K family adults are talking smack and Carl and I are going off and whatever. And he says this comment. He says, Raducanu is British. She is not native British as her parents are from different places and she was born in Toronto, but she was raised in Britain. I don't think Navratilova should be American with tennis representation, just like Kazakhstan taking so many good Russian players, Bublik, Kukushkin, Rybakina, Putintseva, just for the money. If you were raised there, that's one thing, but your flag should not be a business contract. Agree freaking totally. A great comment and so well written from a young man. You know, the problem that I have we talked about schools and kids coming home without their diplomas. I love writing.
She's an American citizen now.
Yeah.
Yes. My mother became an American citizen.
Yeah, I did my senior dissertation, and that was one of the most fun points of my life. My senior dissertation, I won't get into it, was the thesis was the amount of parental time spent with children and its relation to time with your children. If you spend less time with your children, they get fat as shit. That was my metaphor and defended that, and it worked out very well. And my statistics were linear. I won't get into that, but loved it. This young man is on his way, and his dad, I'm sure, will make sure of that because his dad's an exceptional physician. It's in the family. Great comment. I agree with you totally. I have nothing to add to that. Let's go, Philly cheese dog, Philip. Let's go. Excellent job, and better yet, great job, Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. The proof is in the pudding. What's up, Mom? Germany. Let's go, Dad. Alabama.
Yeah.
Way to get
Raducanu and
I have one more. Oh, we might have a check. We might have a check. 1, 2, microphone, no check. What is this? Oh, we're back. Last comment I have from yesterday is, and it's a shout out to Kevin and Jackie Gunn. Kevin and Jackie Gunn.
she loves sissy paws.
They're the Sistipas lovers that gave you and I so much grief when we were calling them spastic because
because I never used that word. Never used that word.
Because the word was not used over there, meaning in New Zealand or Australia. It's New Zealand, I think. The word spastic there is offensive, but here in the US, it's really not. So we figured that out. So sorry, but nonetheless, they were Sistipas fans and never were big Djokovic fans. At least I never got that feeling. Maybe like not at all. So I got this comment last night, late at night, and I was shocked when I read it. Here you go. And this is for all you Djokovic fans because you got a new fan. Okay. Kevin and Jackie Gunn. This was after the Djokovic match. Dear Novak, suddenly I love you. Incredible when I read this. I was like, what? What a poor match, Sasha. But what about his comment, speaking of Sasha, to Patrick McEnroe on-court interview when he was asked, speaking of Zverev being asked about Sistipas's bathroom breaks. They say it wasn't the answer that Patrick McEnroe wanted. He was actually showing support for Stefanos. He knows what it's like to play against the hostile crowd. While I don't agree with all Stefanos' sportsmanship, I think in this case, he has been thoroughly bullied by social media and us with a heart. We trounced Sistipas for a long time, and we're going to keep trouncing him.
Sorry.
But nonetheless.
But I do agree with her first statement, Djokovic. Watching him play last night was unbelievable.
Let's go.
And I'm a Nadal fan, but it was unbelievable to watch him. Zverev threw everything at him. And I mean everything. He played well, by the way. So well that I decided to show one of our students Zevrev's backhand today.
Let's go.
So well.
You did. I saw you set that up.
Zverev inspired me.
I saw you. You pulled that out.
Puppy Hater inspired me because I analyzed his backhand.
Can you tell me what you changed? Now, let me set it up. Okay. Carla, since I've ever known her, has always taught. Now, this is many years of coaching that when you hit the two-handed backhand, I hit one. I hit a one-hander. So when we teach the backhand, if it's someone that's hitting with two and we're trying to make it better, she'll step in there. So for so many years, I've said I've seen Carla go from in the ready position to right here, just compact, boom, 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 boom. Keep the hands here, shift it, boom, boom.
But it was not working for him. It was not working for him, and I thought in my head, Carla, you just watched the match last night.
She shifted.
Perhaps not everybody's body or physio is the same. Perhaps he just doesn't get it. So I said, I'm going to show you something. I said, Zverev. Clicked into my head and I showed him how to hit his backhand. And did it click?
It did.
It did. So thank you, Zverev, for last night because I'm not going to hit your backhand, though, because my backhand works. It's a killer. So why would I change it?
Can I tell you something? And maybe I would prefer just not the camera view, but it's really a compliment. And I won't remember to tell you if I don't do it now. So Ella Noir, much love.
That's so cute. I like that.
Thank you very much. Ella Noir sent a teddy bear with a happy face and $9.99. Now, look, I never will sell my soul, and I must tell you all something that no other channel will ever tell you, and I'm going to tell you. YouTube takes 33% of that.
They told us that. That's okay.
Yeah, I love you. Thank you very much. But look, we struggle like all of you. I'd hate to see you lose 33% of your money to more billionaires. Thank you. And continue to do that. Great. But remember, there's only 2/3 of that coming this way. 33% is a lot to take from people. And the billionaires and the billionaires just lap it up. That's why sometimes
I love the thing though. So cute.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
Yeah. So go back to your comment.
I forgot what I was saying.
I don't know, but I was showing
okay. Yes. Okay. this has to do with Carla shifting her strategy on coaching the two-handed backhand. Carla has been very steadfast in her coaching since I've met her. When I met Carla, she was just trying to become a coach, and I had my coaching license for a long time, and she was trying to go through the same program, and we met. I told Carla, and it's my fault, I told Carla, I said, there's no need for you to finish that because I'm already there and you can just coach with me, right? And Carla was ready to go to Miami and take your final test, and we didn't go. So she had done all what was required, but she didn't go to take the final test. Today, when you did that, when you went from your old steadfast way of right here only, my way or the highway, and you shifted that, and you said to her, you said to him that the physio may be different. I finally realized that you finally came into that tier 1, level 1 pro, because you realized that because there's an old saying, different strokes for different folks. And sometimes because it works for us, we tend to coach, that's the only way. But because of different people's physios and what works well for them, and do they feel more fluid stepping into the ball or hitting open? You've always been stuck on your way, and that's the only way because you're really good with it. Excellent. You're an excellent player. I mean, the best girl I've been around in half my life, right? But coaching-wise, you can be very hard-headed. Ask a man sit out there. You thumped him for taking up for me, and that's okay. But today, I really think you got out of that hard-headedness and took that next level of being open-minded and accepting the student that you have and accepting that they're different from the student previously and adapted your coaching strategy, and they did really well because of it.
Yeah.
I say great correction.
Thank you.
You know?
But yeah, Zverev's backhand, very good. I was listening to the sound. More of watching his show, I was listening to the sound of Djokovic hitting his backhand at him. I was like, that's a good sound. Not only did I learn about his backhand, but thank you, Djokovic, for your drop shots because I tried it on him today. And
they were working. They were clicking.
They work. They work.
Yeah.
I opened up my racket. I said, I kept watching his shots. I was like analyzing it. I'm like, okay, because if you're a tennis player and you trained a lot of years, you don't need someone to show you the stroke.
Yeah.
You can do it by yourself.
Exactly.
So I was like, I got this. So I tried it.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. I was like, oh, now I know how it feels.
Yeah, that's why you have to watch the narrative of big time coaches by name and the players. Like you have to look at the dynamics of Raducanu and all his players. Does anyone see Raducanu on the court right now? Are any of his players in the finals?
No.
Raducanu who? And I'm not going to get into him right now, but you have to look at the dynamics of coach and player. Is Tony Nadal going to make a big difference for Felix Auger-Aliassime, or is Felix Auger-Aliassime just a run-of-the-mill player and he just doesn't have the it factor?
I don't think he's a run-of-the-mill player. I think that is something he needs to find inside of him. Watching Djokovic, how focused he was, he lost the 4th set, which to me was a bit shocking.
Derek Anderson, that's funny. He said, sorry to interrupt. I'm bad at that. My apologies to the Carla fans. I'm sorry. Derek Edwardson said this, and this is beautiful. He says, I filed a missing report for Raducanu. Perfectly hilarious. Said. Hilarious.
But, yeah, if you watch Djokovic, I'm trying to breathe at the same time. It's hard. If you watch him, I mean, he was so focused. And him going back to the Felix thing, saying that he's a run-of-the-mill player, I don't think so. I think he needs to learn from the veterans. What do they do to become champions? If you watch Djokovic, who lost the 4th set, which I was completely shocked that he lost it. I thought he was going to take out Zverev in 4, even though Zverev kept fighting. He still stayed focused. In the 5th set, he was the one that was the most focused, and that's why he won in the 5th set. 6-1, 6-2, something like that. This guy 1000 says, FAA, mental midget. Yeah, unfortunately. He has not been able to win a final. I think he's made quite a few finals. Derek Edwardson says, I have not seen him support Coco Gauff in doubles. Why would he support Coco Gauff in doubles, though? I mean, he wants the whole limelight. For him, doubles probably means nothing. He wants to be there for the singles. I don't think he cares about the doubles. Jesus says, yeah, FAA is still a little lamb, unfortunately. But he has grown. If you notice when he shook hands with Medvedev, how tall is Medvedev, Justin? Like 6'4"?
No, I think he's 6'6". I think Medvedev's 6'6".
Okay.
I'm fairly certain. Sorry about that, everyone.
I can't breathe.
I think Medvedev's 6'6".
They're about the same height, though. FAA is tall.
I think FA is like 6'3", 6'4". Medvedev's when you're over 6 feet tall. I'm 6'1". when I walk up to a brother that's 6'4", I'm like, damn, dog, you up there, you know? Look, I'm 6'1", but 6'4" is a big difference. You know, if you're like 5'6" and 5'7", it's kind of close, but I don't know what it is about over 6 feet. 6'1", 6'2" is even like, damn, you're tall. You know, it's just something different. We're just higher off the ground. I don't get it.
Good question, El. Good question.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, El has a question. Eleanor says this. Why aren't the players mixing up their shots more? It reminds me of the NBA, meaning the National Basketball Association, back when every point was a slam dunk. Then came the three-point shot. And by the way, I have a lot of questions for Ella, and maybe we take this now and maybe we do it personally, of Facebook, Instagram, whatever. She has to be a sports fan because she comes with some really like locked on stuff about sports quite often, right?
Right.
But you know about basketball, girl. Come on, let's go. Anyway, but yeah, I agree with you. Look at the Sabalenkas and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, good commentary.
It's come out and kill the damn ball all the time.
Almost every player plays the same. Well said.
Okay, speaking of Medvedev, when we were watching last night, by the way, when we ended last night's show, the Djokovic match was ongoing. The first couple of games, I think, transpired, something like that. Am I right? Or maybe a set or two? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. I don't want to dwell on that.
I don't remember, babe. I can't remember.
But for the longest time, Carl and I have given grief to Medvedev for not having any net game, right? And for returning serve so far behind the baseline. And not only just returning serve back there, but his recovery point is back there.
Right.
So, you know, when we hit the ball, we get set, boom, we hit the ball, we get back and we recover and we split step, right? Most of us do that, you know, a foot or two somewhere in there, adjusting a little bit behind the baseline to kind of feel our opponent out. Like if I'm playing Carla, my recovery point is about a foot or two behind the baseline. If I'm teaching, you know, some college kid, I might be 3 or 4 feet behind the baseline, but I'm never 97 feet behind the baseline. But Medvedev does this. Now, with that said, Chris Fowler during the match last night, Chris Fowler looks at John McEnroe and says this: John, the drop shot for Novak Djokovic is definitely part of the game plan here versus Sasha, aka Alexander Zverev. You follow what I'm saying? Chris Fowler, hey, John,
I remember that.
You remember it,
I remember it. You were laughing.
Okay. For 3 freaking years, I have told everyone, if you play Medvedev, chip and charge, give him junk, bring him in, give him some blah, blah, blah. And here Djokovic is, the maestro that he is. Give him some Uzni stuff, some Wawrinka. The maestro that he is, he's already practicing it, and his best practice match that he can get before he's meeting Medvedev in the final.
And by the way,
let me finish this.
Zverev sliced back well, so he handled it well. I don't think Medvedev.
Yes, okay. Now, by the way, and we're not going to go back to this, but last night Carla and I got into a battle about the term rope-a-dope. I don't want to get back into it. Rope-a-dope is an age-old strategy. It's not something I made up. I thought that you were thinking I made up the word.
No, I knew you didn't.
But
I understand.
it's actually it's like karate. It's like a type of discipline. It's a type of fighting. Rope-a-dope. It's anyway.
Okay.
Let me finish it. Hold on.
I was going to say
because I'll lose my train of thought. Let me finish. Okay. So I already did because you interjected. So let me get this. Let me figure out where I was in this. And here we go again. Sometimes you have to let someone at least say 3 syllables.
We were talking about Fowler. Said, here we go again.
Okay.
Djokovic.
For the longest time, I have mentioned if someone plays Medvedev, chip, charge, throw in the jump, bring him forward, you know, let him hit those big loopy shots from inside the court and not from 97 feet behind it. Give him a drop shot, make him come up and play the net, make him volley. Not saying he can't, but he's not the best at it. Okay, so if you go play Medvedev, okay, what's the best way to get practice at the highest level? Employ that tactic on Zverev. Okay. I mentioned rope-a-dope because Zverev comes out, he's hot. Djokovic comes back, boom, boom, wins the next 2 sets. Okay, Zverev loses another set. Zverev wins another set. Djokovic comes out, trounces him. Mm-hmm. I know you may call me a conspiracy theorist. Djokovic is so far better than everyone else on tour right now. I think he can employ different scenarios to help him in the biggest stages. Now, I'm not saying he did the rope-a-dope in this match, okay, against Zverev, but I am telling you it's an age-old tactic to lure someone in only to make not only yourself better moving forward, but to get yourself better conditioned for the deepest and deadliest of scenarios. And look, Djokovic comes from a war-torn country, Serbia. There's been wars going on in that part of the world for thousands of years, and they're still patriots. I have a hard time believing Novak Djokovic is not a calculated killer out there. He's a calculated killer. And I think all of you that don't understand that he is that way, I think all of you don't understand modern warfare. He's stealthy, he's gnarly, and he will just absolutely just freaking annihilate you and ask questions later. He watched his country be annihilated, like someone said earlier in the show, about all these buildings we destroyed. We destroyed his buildings. Okay, does anybody remember that? You know, Kosovo and what was it, Slobodan Milosevic and that whole crew. I mean, come on, Djokovic is he's just rising above the ashes and putting the dagger and telling you.
I'm not going to get into a fight about the rope-a-dope.
That's all I'm saying.
But the rope-a-dope, as I understood it.
Age-old strategy.
Yes, but as I understood it, and I'll give an example. There was a match where Shapovalov got bagel. And I remember you doing the show, and then he won the match. And you said that's a rope-a-dope. He saved his energy. He knew he was going to lose the set anyways because he got down so low. And then he tricked his opponent, and beat him. Yeah. You said that's a rope-a-dope. I feel like Djokovic, he's a little bit older now. He never played Rune. He never played Brooksby. Maybe Nishikori, he did it. But I feel like those two guys, he just didn't know their game and figured it out. And then it was too easy after that.
I agree.
Okay. Nishikori, maybe he wanted to give him some hope. Probably. Against Zverev, he did not want to go 5 sets. No way he did that. He didn't expect to go to 5 sets. I really believe he thought he could win that in 4. So he was a little shocked. Credit to Zverev. I mean, even at the end, he was trying his best, but it just wasn't good enough. Djokovic is...
He's too good.
He's too good.
He's just too good.
That's it. And that was my point.
That was
my whole point. I don't think that he was purposely doing a rope-a-dope. That was it.
Okay, so to finish out,
am I against tanking sets? No, my son did it to me. My son told me we were playing a match, and he said to me, "You know what, Mom? Since you're way ahead, I'm gonna tank this set."
And look, and Pam Cotter, and look, I'm an idiot. I'm a human being, and I'm always wrong. And I respect Pam's comment. Pam says, "Justin, your Djokovic defense is almost pathological. Carla's more logical." I can respect that. But look, at one point in time, I was a Federer fan. At one point in time, I was a Stefan Edberg fan. At one time, I was a Sampras fan. And at one point, I've been around this game. At one time, I was a fan of my father.
Thank you, this guy.
Pathological is kind of a diabolical word. You know, pathology has to do with cancer and tumorous stuff. I don't want to consider myself pathological, like I'm a tumor. You know, that's kind of a tough word, Pam. I do appreciate your comment, but pathological, I don't know. I think I'm just a fan of the greatest player that's ever walked this planet, and the proof is in the pudding after he wins tomorrow, and still is already head to head. I
think the reason you say that is
because pathological, you know, that's kind of like me calling you diabolical and a succubus. I mean, Pam, you don't want me to call you a succubus, do you?
So, but what I think she's trying to say,
I have fun with that stuff. This is why you lost your shit on Man Sin.
Obsessive.
Pathological is a tough word. That's a tough adjective.
Thank you.
You know, some women.
Thank you for understanding why I lost my shit.
Some women call their husbands pathological liars, which is the worst scum of the earth comment you could tell everybody.
I've never.
So anyway, thank you for the lovely, colorful verb.
See how you got upset?
I don't care. Whatever.
See how you got
pathological.
See when man
I'm pathological about Djokovic. He's the best player that's ever walked on the planet, and I'm pathological. Okay. More like you're a Federer fan or a Nadal fan. My point. Whatever.
I think that Justin thinks he knows
pathological
Djokovic so much.
I'm confident
that he gets his strategy right. I think that's what it is. Me, I'm saying, well, I think Nola didn't know his opponents, so it took him longer. Maybe Nishikori, he was toying around. But I agree with this.
But he's played. The media has propped up Zverev to be Djokovic's nemesis.
I agree with you.
They said that the whole U.S. Open, the semifinal between Djokovic and Zverev would be the final. We talked about that.
It was better.
And they were nemesis, even though Djokovic has a 6-3 head-to-head, and Djokovic is 2-0 against him at majors. But somehow he's his nemesis at a major. And somehow I'm pathological for just telling you what's going to happen. Look, here's what you can do. If you're a gambler, if you're a bettor, and you're just betting on wins and losses, get some popcorn, get some watermelon, go get some Mike and Ike's, get some licorice, sit down, get some salt and butter, Don't even watch the match. You don't have to stress about it. Go ahead and bet Djokovic is going to win, okay? And call your bookie and collect, okay? So get the flapjacks, the crackerjacks, the lima beans, the gonzo beans, the tacos. Get some more after that, some Buffalo Wild Wings, whatever you want. Don't even watch the match. Bet your money and collect. Not on point spreads. I'm talking straight up W.
This guy says,
don't worry about it.
Can't rope a dope when the stakes are so high.
Yes, not in the final. But look, he's not going to have to worry about rope-a-dope Medvedev because obviously Medvedev has no net game. Medvedev can't play the net. Now, let me finish Chris Fowler and McEnroe's statement. So this started out during the fifth set, Cinco, the fifth set of the Djokovic-Zverev match. Chris Fowler says, the drop shot for Novak is definitely part of the game plans for Zverev tonight. He looks at McEnroe and he says, John, I wonder how many times we will see that when Djokovic plays Medvedev, as he stands so far behind the net or so far behind the baseline on the return serve, and he's not the best at the net. McEnroe then turns to Fowler and says, one word, exactly. And then they go off to talking about why the semifinal was actually the final, which is the same thing we've talked about for 3 years, that Medvedev is not a good matchup for Djokovic. Djokovic has too good of hands. He has too good ball absorption close in. Medvedev can lure Djokovic in. He can absorb the ball. He's like a mountain bike with springs. He can absorb the volley and set it in the court. Medvedev can't do that. It flies long on him. It's not a good matchup on paper.
That's for you.
Anyway, Look,
you told me today, Carla. That's why we do the show, so we can listen to people.
Okay, I'm going to take one bet for $100 for anyone out there right now that's got the balls to do it or the boobs. One of the two. Okay, if you got the balls or boobs to take this bet, take the damn bet. I bet you $100. $100.
Are you working for $100?
I got it in my wallet. What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about, Willis? You want to take the bet? Take the damn bet. Everybody want to talk? Now let that shit walk.
Okay.
Let me finish my damn bet. I got $100 out there that says Novak Djokovic wins tomorrow. Anyone want to take the bet?
I don't think anybody.
Then why are you guys chirping?
I'm not chirping.
Stop chirping, man. Stop chirping, man. You saw birds. Cheep, 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 cheep. Damn crickets in the pasture. Cheep, cheep. Everybody talking. Let that shit walk.
I have Joker in my pool, says Pam Cutter. Not because I'm pathological, but because I'm logical.
So I'm illogical saying Djokovic is going to win? By the way, can I give Pam a hug? I got to give Pam a hug. See, I love people like this. They're not scared. They come in and they understand that, yeah, I'm going to give them some grief, but I'm not going to flip out and be an idiot. I love this. This is how we get tighter. I love Pam. She's my new favorite with what's her name? Nilmini, that always gives me shit.
Cálmate.
And who's the other girl that all you girls always light me up? Her, I have to live with. Nilmini.
You know what I told him today?
All you guys always met.
You know what I told him today?
Bag, man.
You know what I told him today? I said, I'm not going to talk anymore. You want the type of wife that's just going to stay quiet? I'll stay quiet for you, baby.
You quiet? Is that a joke?
I'll stay quiet in the show, and you can just talk all the smack you want. I'll just say,
That's never going to happen with you. You know that's a lie.
Yes,
doesn't even fly that way. Fiansky's not Fiansky. I forgot the name now. Anyway, there's a Flo is the only girl out there that is on my team. All the rest of you guys are bad. Pam Cotter, Nilmini Raducanu. Anytime I say anything out of line, you guys are like, bam, bam, bam. I'm like, what the hell, man? They didn't do anything.
There's not many females on this show. They got to stand up.
But they always, okay.
It's mostly guys.
So?
Hey, at least you haven't gotten email saying, Carla, you're a man. Carla, you should die. Carla, we should cut your head off. I get emails. Emails.
Do you get hate mail?
Many. I just delete them and I laugh. I'm serious. I could show you. I never tell you, but what? Okay, why is she looking at me like
Lost in translation. Okay, if anyone wants to take that bet right now, Medvedev, Djokovic for $100. If you want to just stop yelling at me, I'm being illogical.
How do you know they're yelling at you? They're just typing.
Okay, well, if you're telling me I'm being pathological.
Okay, sure. I don't like Gene saying I'm a Djokovic fan as well, but you're taking it a little bit too far. Nicer way to put it.
Okay, that's why Gene's our moderator. He's like the judge, trial, and jury.
I have Derek. I get so much from the beginning. We started the show. You have no idea how much email I get at 5K Tennis. So many. And it's just, and they keep spamming, keep going and keep going. They try to get through.
We had an email at one point in time that said, Carla, if you lived where I lived, we would bury you up to your head and we would throw rocks at your face.
Yeah.
We have heard that before.
Thank you,
and by the way, if this video cuts out, if this video stops.
Oh, I don't mind it, Alex Gion, because I'm here. You could write anything. That doesn't mean anything, You
remember the old nursery rhyme, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me?
It's probably the same people.
It's the deal. Look, every time I do a weather video, I got like 1 million people, literally. One video I had like 100,000 views on it, and 50,000 people, literally that many, telling me they wish the hurricane would take my head off.
Yeah, and that's true.
I'm like, I'm just filming a hurricane. My house.
I defeat him. I defend him.
I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just filming my house being destroyed, literally, and they want my head taken off with it. I'm like, damn, how can I go right here? I lost my house. My kids are all in a box. And,
well, we better hurry up because we got to make dinner first.
Yeah, all I'm saying is the video cuts off right now. It's normal, so we'll say our goodbye now and hopefully go on for a while. But much love. You guys are our family. I mean that. Okay, Medvedev will be beaten badly.
4 sets.
It's just a matter of how badly is to be seen. Carla and all of you, how badly does Medvedev get beaten?
4 sets.
And does anyone want to go on record for saying that Medvedev will win? Because we'll take the screenshots right now here on this comment thread.
4 sets. I think Djokovic is too focused.
And I
have a feeling just watching him. And you know what I told Wayne and Chia?
I like Matt Beard's comment. Those people are actually pathological. Thank you, bro. At least I hope I read that right.
Let me go back to, we had a viewer. Viewer Wayne and Chia, Lee Chi. I'm sure you guys remember him. And him and I are huge Nadal fans. And he stopped watching tennis for a while because Djokovic is winning everything, right?
True that.
But even he sent me a message and I sent him the message back. We said the same thing. And I'll read it because it was a good message. And I'll read you his response.
Go 21. 21. Veinte uno. 21. Head to head, the champ. And on the major count, the champ gets some.
He says about Djokovic, what a great position for Djokovic to be in after winning 21. Silence his haters at his peak and no more pressure to win slams. He'll probably go another year. He's so good, he deserves it. And I said, yep. I feel the same. He deserves it. Credit to Severin for playing well, but Djokovic is too good. I don't even mind seeing Djokovic hold 21. He worked hard for it. And that's it. And we'll end it that way because we got to cook dinner.
Okay, I have a couple more things and we'll pan out on it, okay? A couple more things. It's important because this was an important show. By the way, tomorrow, the men's final. It's going to be a big day, okay? What time is our last lesson done? I know you told me this.
5 o'clock.
Okay, so we're done teaching at 5 o'clock.
Yes,
we'll have the match and record. We'll catch up with commercials because, by the way, the damn tennis matches have, a couple of games and then they have all these damn commercials. So we can actually catch up with it no matter what. Don't text us any scores, by the way, because we're going to watch the match. So Mike Walker, B-Dog, a lot of you household names, stay away from the text messages. Don't tell us we get done with our last lesson, and we're going to catch back up live with the match, number 1. Number 2, Novak Djokovic, in my opinion, tomorrow will finally not lose a set. And I think Novak Djokovic will win in straight sets tomorrow. Okay. Medvedev has no net game. He's a good guy. He's a good player, but he's not near the level of Medvedev. I mean, not near the level of Djokovic. And I think that Djokovic has had enough losing first sets and maybe a lucky fourth. And I think he's just going to go ahead and get his 21. I may be wrong. Carlos said 4 sets. I don't think that's out of the question. I don't think it will go 5, though. If it does, great for the crowd and great for everybody else. Djokovic will still take it in 5, but I think he wins it in straight sets decisively and shoots Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal the 4th finger, not the bird, not quite the bird, but the 4th finger, saying, yeah, I know you guys always wanted to screw me in the ass my whole career, but now I'm better than you, so I'll give you my 4th finger because now I'm a better gentleman than giving you the middle one. Okay? And then he'll go on and move forward while Nadal and Federer don't win anything more except Nadal, maybe one more French, but I doubt that will even happen. You can't win a French Open on a cane and limping. Okay. Djokovic crushes Medvedev tomorrow. If I'm wrong about that, Pam Cotter, I'm pathological.
I'm going to get you a shirt.
Yeah, pathological. Okay, I would love this. I really love that now. I would love a t-shirt. Can someone please give me a t-shirt? Especially Pam. She came up with it. She should give it to me. Pam, you have to create me a t-shirt, white with black writing, or black with white writing, or green with yellow writing. We can do it Wimbledon like. Green with
I think you'll win enough.
white writing and put pathological across of it, and I will wear that thing the next time we do a tournament. Okay? Right. Love that. Carla told me that there was no such thing as a rope-a-dope. Number one, she looked it up and was dead wrong. Number two.
No, I did not look it up.
Hold on. Let me finish this so we can end this. Oh. Djokovic not only rope-a-doped 4 players in the tournament, but he did it to Zverev twice. Let me explain. First of all, told you Berrettini. Remember Berrettini? Berrettini who? Berrettini was beaten 5-7. Lost a set, 6-2, 6-2, 6-3, doped. Here comes Brooksby. Ooh, the best thing since sliced bread, and the Americans' next chance as a Grand Slam champion. Brooksby, 1-6, 6-3, 6-2, 6-2, get lost. Doped. Nishikori, here we go, old man winner coming out, trying to put on his old ninja suit, but is just a little too old to play that game more. Nishikori comes out 6-7. Wah, 6-3, wah, 6-2, wah, or wah, 6-3, wah, 6-3, and wah, another 6-2. Okay? Now let's get to Holger Rune.
Thank you. No mas with the rope-a-dope. It's crazy.
Okay, Holger Rune, 6-1, 6-7, 6-2, 6-1. I guess there's nothing to it. It's just luck this keeps happening.
Okay. It's called a tennis match.
Okay, it's called someone.
Oh my God, we gotta eat, and we have kids that we have.
All right, that's it. We're good to go.
Thank you. No mas rope-a-dope. Let's retire the word. Can you promise never to say the word again?
It's a strategy of fighting. You can't get rid of that.
I don't even want to fight with you. All right, guys.
It's not something I created.
I know that.
It's a technique of fighting.
Okay, I'm not going back and forth with you.
But do you understand what I'm saying? I didn't make do you think I made that up?
No,
it's the technique of fighting.
I explained
That's like saying, Carla, get rid of the word karate. Carla, get rid of the word tennis. Like, what other word do you use?
I explained why I think it was a rope-a-dope. I told you this already.
It's not that. It's a way of fighting. Okay. It's not like a metaphor of something.
No, I know. Forget it, guys. Today's word again is rope-a-dope.
But it's not a crazy word I created. It's a technique.
Why can't you ever listen?
But you keep saying I feel good saying it. It's not something I created. Why would I feel good about saying a word that I didn't create?
No mas, no more.
Anyway, out.
Bye, guys.
Adios.
Fun show, is it?
Makes no sense.
Wait, I'm trying to end this.
Well, there you go.